What is up, everybody? We are rolling audio here today on episode 27 of The Harder Show. How are you? Happy Monday. I hope you are doing absolutely phenomenal. I hope you had a fantastic weekend. Thank you so much for tuning in, clicking that play button. You are so awesome. If I haven't told you that enough recently, you are awesome. Thank you so much. I appreciate you taking the time to listen in today to this Payback Review podcast. What a night it was. Lots of interesting things happened. One pretty big unfortunate event happened, but luckily everything seems to have worked out for the better, but I will get into that in just a moment. The podcast you were about to listen to was actually recorded last night, about 11:30 or so at night, just after Payback ended. Myself and, of course, one half of my wrestling panel, Mr. Brandon Bowden, we sat down to give our thoughts on the night and things of that nature. My day started at about 4 a.m. because I worked at a morning shift, so forgive me. I'm pretty tired in the podcast. There's a lot of yawning and stuff. I am so sorry, guys. I apologize for that. For me to go through and edit that would take me like 5 hours, and I just unfortunately don't really have the time today. Gotta work later and so forth, but hopefully you guys don't mind that so much. We collectively really enjoyed the pay-per-view. Something happened to kind of put a damper on it, but in all, still a great pay-per-view. You guys can hear all my thoughts about that and everything. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Be sure to let me know, either on any of the social medias or anything of that nature, what you guys saw of the pay-per-view. I would love to hear from you guys. Always love to talk to you guys. Before I go any further, I just want to kind of plug some stuff real quick here, if you guys bear with me. I want to plug myself first off, of course. You can stay in contact with The Harder Show, anything that is going on, either by finding us on Facebook. It's just facebook.com/The Harder Show. You can also keep up with us on the Twitter. Just at The Harder Show. You can also check out, see what is going on via pictures, if you're into that kind of thing, on the Instagram at The Harder Show. And as you guys know, there's not one, not two, but 3 ways you can listen to The Harder Show, as obviously you're listening to one of these 3 mediums as I speak here. You can listen to The Harder Show. Probably my main way right now is off the SoundCloud. I love SoundCloud. Phenomenal website. So easy to use. The app is so easy to download. It's completely free. It doesn't cost you guys a single dime. Really awesome. And it doesn't take up a lot of memory on your phone. And probably the best thing about it is, I know if you're like me, sometimes when I listen to podcasts, I don't have a Wi-Fi connection. So I'll have to use my my data, and SoundCloud is great because it is just audio. It does not take up a lot of data. So something to think about, guys. I really enjoy it. You can just find The Harder Show, www.soundcloud.com/The Harder Show. You can also listen to The Harder Show on YouTube. The YouTube is still kind of a new thing I'm getting into. I have all the episodes up there. Sometimes the episodes might be a little delayed as you are listening to this. If for some reason it is not up on YouTube, forgive me. Unfortunately, sometimes there's a bit of a delay. It does take a while sometimes to process and upload, but I always upload them all around the same time. So hopefully that's not too much of an issue. But you can find us on YouTube, just either by following the links on the Harder Show Facebook page, or just go on the YouTube search bar, pop in The Harder Show. We will pop right up. And absolutely last but not least, you can also listen to The Harder Show on iTunes. Probably the easiest way to listen to The Harder Show. You just go on iTunes, you subscribe to The Harder Show, you leave us a nice rating and review. I always appreciate it. And once you subscribe to the iTunes, the Harder Show will automatically be downloaded onto your listening device, whether it be your computer, your iPhone, your iPod, your iPad. It doesn't matter. It is so easy. You don't even have to think about it. Every Thursday and Sunday and occasional Monday, and any other things I do on the iTunes, it will be automatically downloaded to your phone, iPad, iPod, computer. It's so easy, guys. My goal with the Harder Show is to make this show as accessible as possible. I know in the past there's been some issues that have been brought to my attention about people not being able to listen to the Harder Show, just due to certain media restrictions and so forth. So hopefully that is all solved now. Be sure to let me know if you guys are having any issues or anything. Everything seems to be working great, so really happy with everything so far. Thank you to everybody who has already liked, subscribed, rated, commented, followed, anything like that. The support has still been amazing. I don't think I mentioned it on podcast, but we actually just hit 100 likes on Facebook, which is awesome. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate every single one of you who has taken the time to like us, share the page, anything like that. You know how much I love you guys for it. And one more thing real quick. I have to give a big shout out to Mr. Jason Reese of Jaybird because if you guys notice, the Harder Show is all new logos and graphics. I loved the old logo and graphic that my uncle did. I still love it. I'm going to use it for something. I'm not sure what yet, but I really love that graphic as well. Jason was just nice enough to he sent me all this stuff, and it's really crisp and clean, and I wanted to throw it up. I really dug kind of the simplistic color scheme, I guess, if that makes sense. Really dig it. It shows up on everything really well. More simplistic designs tend to have that. Phenomenal stuff. Jason does absolutely awesome work. He also did he's doing all the graphics for the episode 30 live cast that's coming up in a couple weeks here. Be sure to check out the event for that and let me know if you are going or not. If you're interested, be sure to comment in the event page asking questions of any kind if you want me to answer them on the stream. But Jason, like I said, he does awesome work. Really great guy, really fair pricing. If anyone needs any kind of logos or promotional posters, any digital art really, he does album designs. I've seen him do tattoos, things like that. At least designing the tattoos and stuff. I've seen him do all kinds of stuff. Any bands that need anything, hit him up. Any companies that need anything, hit him up. Like I said, awesome guy, great work, extremely fair pricing. You can check him out on Facebook at facebook.com/Jaybird. That's JAYBIRD.digital.arts. And you can also check him out on the web, on his awesome looking website that I'm sure he designed himself. Go on, it's just www.jaybird.digitalarts.com. That's www.jaybird.digitalarts.com. Without further ado, thank you for letting me get some stuff in. We're going to head over to the Payback review podcast. Like I said, we're both a little tired when we were doing this, so forgive us if the energy kind of gets a little low sometimes, but once we kind of get into things, it picks up a bit. Hope you guys enjoy it. Again, be sure to let me know what you guys thought of the pay-per-view. Let's get into it. I just got finished watching WWE Payback. It is currently Sunday evening, pretty late. It's about 11:33, and I wanted to get this podcast out, run right away, since I am still sitting with Man, who I just finished watching the pay-per-view with. A man you guys have come to know exceptionally well. He is one half of my wrestling panel. Unfortunately, we could not be joined by the other member of the wrestling panel. Such is the way. So we're going to just knock this one out here ourselves. Pretty interesting pay-per-view. Lots of interesting things happened. A pretty big unfortunate incident also happened. We're going to talk about that in full. But first, let me introduce you to the man who is currently sitting to my left. I'm currently sitting in his basement as we just finished watching the pay-per-view literally like 20 minutes ago. Ladies and gentlemen, the gimmick man of the Hotter Show Wrestling panel, Brendan Bowden.
I like that name, the gimmick man. I can't say it.
Gimmick man.
The gimmick man.
Yeah, we're both pretty tired. Long day. My day started about 4 o'clock this morning. So we're pretty tired, but I do not let anybody down with the podcast. I said a podcast would be up Monday, and I am making it happen. So thank you for joining me and helping me out with this.
Oh, of course.
It was a pretty intimidating thing to have to do on my own. But we are just going to kind of jump right into this, guys. No fancy intros or music or anything today. I just kind of wanted to get this out and get this taken care of. So we're just going to jump into it. If there's nothing quickly you have anything to add or say,
nope.
We're just going to jump right into it then. So, right off the bat, in the predictions episode, the card was a little different, I think, than we maybe thought it was going to be. But
that's becoming a pattern with WWE, though, to change the card on the fly.
Yeah, it's pretty much become the norm.
Yeah,
which I'm getting a little. I was pretty not happy, as you would know because you were there. Yep. With the card change, but it is what it is. I digress. So this first match that we're going to discuss here is the Baron Corbin versus Dolph Ziggler match, which was the kickoff match of the kickoff show for Payback. And this is a match I was a little surprised to see it on the kickoff show. I mean, I get it now, but I was pretty ticked off to see it on the kickoff show, only because I was like, come on. It deserved better. The whole kickoff thing, it just bothers me. But we had, I had Corbin going over in the match.
As did I.
And we were actually both wrong. But such is the way when you're doing predictions for WWE pay-per-views. Was a decent match. I would have liked to have seen them go a little bit longer, but that is kind of how it goes when you're on the kickoff show. I think both guys looked great. I may not completely agree with how the match ended, but the whole roll-up thing, I mean, it works. It didn't make Baron Corbin look any worse. It didn't make Dolph look absolutely great. I'm sure we will see them fight again, probably on the next kickoff show for Extreme Rules. Interesting rivalry, definitely helping Corbin kind of get over a little bit as a heel. His new entrance in that looks great. I think he looked great in the match, everything he did.
I was surprised they changed it to the pre-show.
Yeah.
The kickoff show, I should say. But then once it happened, it kind of really wasn't, because it was one of those matches where there wasn't like a crazy big build for it, but that was a lot of matches on this card. But I liked the result because it kind of builds towards Ziggler and Corbin doing more with each other.
Yeah.
And Ziggler's the one guy you want with Corbin, like we mentioned in the predictions video.
Oh, absolutely.
Podcast. He's the one guy you want working with him. So the longer he works with Ziggler, the better he's going to look, and probably the better he's going to get.
Oh, absolutely. Working with Ziggler is only going to benefit Corbin. And I mean, I could tell that he's been putting some work in because he looked really, really good tonight. I was really good. And I like Corbin. I've liked Corbin from the moment I laid eyes on him, and he's only getting better. And, I liked his new tights, He's always had that kind of cool, like, unique militant biker look to him. And
militant biker.
I don't even know how to explain it. Militant biker with skulls and shit. And it was a very good match. I forgot to mention that we do a little bit of a rating system here. Forgive me, guys, it's a little late. I'm a little tired. But like I said, I did not want to miss this. I wanted to get this out to you guys, so we're rolling with it. This match here, not really much else to say about it for me. It was a good match. I said on the review it was probably going to be my match of the night. I was definitely mistaken. Still great, though. I give it a solid 7 out of 10.
I'm going to give it a 6 because I think that Ziggler might have not had his A game tonight. I think Ziggler needed to even bring a little more to the match because he's working with a young kid, or at least a guy who's still a little green. at least when it comes to the WWE product.
Yeah, he's new to the main roster. Like
Ziggler, I think they said Ziggler, so feel him out tonight because they've had a few matches with him, but like he hasn't really had a chance to feel out Corbin yet. I think he's still feeling out Corbin. I think by the time they get to the Extreme Rules, if they have another match, I think we're going to see a very different match, a longer match as well. I think tonight was just feeling it out, see how they feel, and it's a big step for Corbin to be on a pay-per-view as well. So.
Oh yeah, like he's had a pretty big push. I mean, all things considered. First the WrestleMania and then now this. So if things are only going to get better for Corbin, I think the next pay-per-view we see him and Dolph, I think we're going to see them go out again, like I said, and it's going to be...
I don't think it's too long till he goes after Kalisto as well.
Oh yeah, I see that happening. I see him maybe even soon.
I mean, you had this whole he's a little guy takes down big guys thing. Maybe Corbin's the next big guy he's going to try and take out.
Yeah, it works, and that's a perfect segue because we are professionals. Mr. Professional Radio Broadcaster over here. Rolling into the Kalisto versus Ryback match for the United States Championship. Now, once again, I predicted that Ryback was going to win this match.
Again, I did as well.
And we were both wrong.
Yep.
Once again. Still enjoyed the match. It was a very good match.
It was a lot better than the WrestleMania kickoff match they had together.
And something funny that was pointed out to me on Twitter, Ryback, the belt he had, apparently, I haven't seen a picture of it or anything yet, but apparently it said pre-showstopper, which, I mean, that popped me, because I was like, okay, Ryback, like...
It shows Ryback's got a sense of humor for the fact that they're not using him at all.
Yeah, Ryback came out, and he mocked CM Punk's entrance. And that was, at first I was like, is he actually doing it? And then I'm like, oh yeah, Ryback's getting the heat.
But then he realized they're in Chicago.
Yeah, well that's why
CM Punk's hometown. That's why he wanted to get he wanted to get that heat.
He did it, and it was just a. I wonder
if like an agent told him like, here, I got something for you to do. I would have liked to see him go all the way and put the hands on the side of the face and kind of put your head down, go to sleep, but.
I would have liked to have seen him do the whole thing. It's clobbering time. Or just like, it's feeding time. Like,
and/or clobber. It's feeding and/or clobbering time.
Like, just get... Because, I mean, that pisses Ryback off, that whole CM Punk bullshit.
Oh, yeah.
But it is what it is. We're not going to talk about CM Punk here tonight. We do not talk about CM Punk on this podcast. No hate for CM Punk.
It was a really good match, though. There's a couple of false finishes that were pretty close.
Yeah, definitely.
I was still surprised Kalisto went over. I don't know how much longer Ryback's going to be in the company at this point.
Yeah, I'm worried. Like I say, you know, I've always liked Ryback. I don't really understand why he gets so much bullshit from the fans. Because I mean, you listen to him like, you know, in interviews and stuff, and like he's so passionate about the business. He's such a positive guy. He does work very hard, and fans just shit on him. I don't know. I don't know what. Maybe lately has he been a little stale? Sure, but this match he definitely stepped it up big time, and both of them looked great.
Ring of Honor's licking their chops right now, thinking that maybe Skip Sheffield's coming to them soon.
Yeah, Skip Sheffield. That friggin' spine buster.
That was
beautiful. I was like, holy shit! Like that was very, very good. But I mean, there was a lot of great spots in the match. Definitely a very good match. I think we're going to see Kalisto run with the title for a little bit.
Until he runs into Baron Corbin.
Yeah, maybe that's what the next thing's going to be. I kind of our prediction was that Kalisto was going to drop the title to Ryback and that he'd go back to being a tag team with
Sin Cara.
But unfortunately, that may not be the case. We'll get to that in just a second. The segues are strong.
Or he might have to get back in the tag team.
Yeah, actually, that's true.
There might be a shortage right now.
Yeah, that's true, actually. So this match, Kalisto versus Ryback, Kalisto going over, obviously. I give the match a 7 out of 10. I'm going to be pretty generous tonight. Like I really enjoyed the pay-per-view.
It was actually really well done pay-per-view. Like there's some things, but you know, there's some things in every pay-per-view.
Yeah, and there's obviously things they can't control, but definitely a solid match. I didn't expect it to be as good as it was, for sure.
Agreed. It was. I expected it to be just a repeat of WrestleMania 32 kickoff, and it was just being a very lackluster match. But no, they actually delivered this time, and I don't know if one of them was maybe not 100% when the match was going on at WrestleMania, but this was like 100% better. So I could give it 7.5 actually.
Yeah, it was a great match. I mean, the only reason I didn't give it higher is I I maybe would have liked to have seen Ryback go over, only because I think in a way I feel bad for Ryback. But that is what it is. Maybe I'll do a podcast on Ryback. Or maybe I'll have Ryback on the podcast.
There you go.
What the hell? I'll just call him up and say, yo,
Skip,
Ryback, want to be on the Hotter Show? And he'll be like, absolutely, I love your podcast, brother.
You'd be a damn Skippy. You love the podcast, Skip.
But segueing into the next match here, this is a totally serious thing here. The number one contendership for the tag team championships. First, the New Day came out. They were awesome. The New Day is always awesome. We love the New Day here on the Hotter Show, unless you're the heel of Ryan Wood. But he is not here, so his opinion does not matter right now.
Not at all.
You're sitting with two big fans of the New Day. Brandon's definitely much more of a fan than I am. But
oh, Chicago!
Can't be quite as loud as usual, but definitely big fans of the New Day. We were looking forward to this match so much. Enzo and Cass came out, and they had, I thought the pop was going to be a little bigger. I'm not going to lie. But the second they
get the bigger pop when they come out. They don't get the song doesn't get as big of a pop.
It's kind of a weird, like, almost delayed reaction. Because it's like their music hits and they're like, oh, yay. Then they come up and it's like, wow! I'm like, holy shit. They came out and Enzo did his thing and it was great. They looked great. Enzo had the little poo on his tights.
Poo on the butt on the tights.
That was awesome. It was so good. And the match was going great. The Vaudevillains came out and they got a good reaction too. You could tell the teams were ready to go. And the match that we saw was phenomenal. Yeah. It was going great. They were definitely building to Enzo taking a big beating and then tagging in Big Cass for the hot tag, and but unfortunately, as can happen in wrestling, which is why I get really hot about people who just bash the product and don't respect the in-ring performers and that, and it really pisses me off. And it's because of situations like this. Because unfortunately, during the match, Simon Gotch went to go kind of throw Enzo out of the ring, and Enzo obviously was going to baseball slide out as
he just didn't get low enough.
Totally normal spot, and unfortunately, I just didn't quite get low enough, and he.
I saw a couple of people blaming Simon Gotch on Twitter. It's like no,
fuck
Enzo
off.
Didn't get down low enough.
It was just
he's done it 1,000 times. He just did it wrong.
It was just it was no one's fault. But if you guys don't know what happened during the match was Enzo went for that baseball slide. Simon was throwing him. And for whatever reason, unfortunately, Enzo, he smacked his head off the second rope, kind of like a whiplash effect.
He hit the rope and then whiplashed into the canvas, hitting his head into it, and then he
slid out. And at first, the initial reaction... you heard the New Day were at ringside as well. They were hanging out eating popcorn and pizza, and that was great. It was
and Xavier popped like Joey Styles because he wasn't aware of the situation. Oh my god! And but then everything got serious.
Yeah, and Simon Gotch kind of came out of the ring, and the ref was checking on Enzo, and he went to go pick him up, and the ref just shoved him away.
Yeah, I think Simon Gotch almost went in there to kind of but he was checking.
Yeah, he wasn't doing it in the sense of, those guys have been working together for a long time.
Yeah. Simon went in there to, kind of make it look like he was going in to go back in, but he was checking with the ref. You could tell.
Yeah, and unfortunately, when Enzo hit the ropes, it was a very brutal hit, whiplash effect. He slammed his head into that mat. Definitely a very brutal thing to witness. He was out. There was nobody home.
No.
There's been tons of different reports as far as... people say, he was snoring at ringside because he was literally out. And when that happens, that's the worst kind of concussion you can get. Yeah. Because you're literally out. Yeah. Big ups to the announce team.
Yeah.
JBL, Michael Cole, Byron Sachs, because they kept the shit going.
Not only that, but to Kevin Dunn as well.
Yeah.
You notice how the cameras weren't on Enzo the whole time.
Yeah, and they shouldn't have been.
Yeah. Especially when you're so you don't know exactly what it is and how serious it is. Now we know that it's a concussion. It doesn't seem to be much more than that.
But at the time,
But at the time, you didn't know what was going on. It looked like he could have broken his neck.
I was heartbroken because you never want to see anybody get hurt.
No.
And that looked, and it could have been so much. We don't know. WB reported that it's just a concussion. They're doing some more tests and stuff. They said
he was moving his extremities and communicating, which is
that's
huge.
Awesome.
Guys who break their necks, their extremities sometimes aren't moving at all.
Yeah, so it's awesome that he seems to be. I mean, it's definitely a major concussion. He's going to miss some time.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll see him cut promos. I don't know, but he's going to miss some time. It's a horrible thing that happened. I'm just really thankful he seems to be okay.
I think in the end, if it sounds like a concussion, but if he does get better and everything goes well, I see it almost being a blessing in disguise because when he comes back,
it's going to be even. Yeah,
he is going to get a pop.
Yeah, because that was a really horrific thing, and I mean, you saw how concerned Big Cass was at ringside.
Oh, he was.
He was like down in tears. He was just,
especially because again, you didn't know what was like. I thought like he might be fighting for his life.
Yeah,
over there. Like,
I did too.
And I think that's what Cass was thinking at first because it was bad. When you said like first thing you saw was the ref give the X.
This and let me just say this real fucking quick here because this you know how hot I was getting.
Extremely hot.
Like when the referee throws up that X, you stupid internet fucking marks. When he throws up that fucking X, this shit is there's no it's a work, brother. No. Those refs are under strict fucking orders. They only do that if there is a serious injury.
If a ref giving the X was a work, we'd see it more.
Yes. Has there been times where the ref has thrown up the X and it's been a work? Yes, but you can fucking tell the difference.
Yeah.
The look on that referee's face, the look on Big Cass's face, the look on Michael Cole's face.
Well, that's the thing. They
were terrified.
They cut to the announcers, and I haven't heard Michael Cole that concerned since Jerry Lawler's heart attack. And that, I'm pretty sure Jerry Lawler's heart attack wasn't a work.
Yeah. And anyone who says that this is a big work and they just didn't want Enzo and Cass to lose and blah, 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 all this shit. I'm just like, are you fucking kidding me? I'm sorry, but I needed to get that. It just, what is... Like, when does it stop all being a big fucking joke to you people? I don't know. Whatever the fuck. I'm not aiming this at all wrestling fans or all internet wrestling fans. It's just the specific fans. Y'all probably know what I'm talking about.
I think I don't think there's that many that would say, oh, it was
No,
work.
No,
There's a select special few that say, oh, it was work and all that. And those people are, you're entitled to your opinion no matter how stupid and wrong it is.
Yeah, that's it. I'm just
going to tell you, you're stupid and it's wrong.
You are stupid and you are wrong.
And if Chris Jericho was here, he'd call you a stupid idiot.
You're a stupid idiot. Come on, you stupid idiot. But at the end of the day,
you should get that soundbite for the podcast.
Yeah, I really should.
Just every time you're talking about that kind of stuff.
Oh, get up, you stupid idiot! I just go off on it because it physically made me angry because I was very concerned about it because I love and respect.
And Twitter blew up everybody was
the support for him. I mean, I think some people kind of maybe jumped the gun a little bit. Some people are like,
Pray for Enzo is like, okay, it looked bad, but I had the sense because I watch a lot of sports. I watch a lot of sports.
You watch a lot of sports.
I watch a lot of hockey. I watch a lot of football. I've seen guys get hit that way in the same kind of situation, and it's serious, but never usually life-threatening. So when I saw it, I'm like, he's hurt. But praying for him, pray for Enzo tweets that were going out, I'm like, I don't know if it goes that far.
Yeah. I mean, it doesn't hurt anything, but...
Honestly, it's like, you want you pray he's not,
Yeah, that's that's my
thing,
Still
gonna be able to wrestle, but it's like, just calm down, with the movements and all that. But,
yeah, I mean
obviously that match ended in no contest, so we can't really get.
Yeah, I mean we didn't.
I think we should.
Yeah, we didn't really get an official ruling on it, but I mean I think we can all safely assume it was a no contest. I'm sure we will see that match again, and it's going to be wonderful. And that's just all we're going to say on it. Our thoughts are with Enzo. The last update we got was that he was doing a lot better. That it's a concussion.
He tested positive for concussion, obviously.
Yeah.
But tested negative for almost everything else so far, and he's communicating.
Awesome.
Extremities are going, so looks like he's going to be okay.
Yeah, definitely. Thoughts out to Enzo. I'll be sure to keep you guys updated. If anything comes out, I will be sure to let you guys know, if you guys haven't heard already. But moving on from that, the next match was these guys... because of what happened, what we just discussed, I give these guys even more credit already. And this was, I think this was the match of the night. I think it has to be.
I disagree.
It's an opinion thing. You're wrong, but that's okay. True TJ Hodder fashion. You're entitled to your opinion, but you're wrong. I think the only reason I really say, it wasn't, okay, let me rephrase. I don't think it was match of the night, but these guys definitely
They had
deserve so much credit because having to follow what just happened, not only did they need to do everything they could to take the fans' minds off that, but Kevin Owens rides with Enzo and Gas.
Yeah.
So when Kevin Owens came out, he still had his swagger and everything, and you could see in his eyes he was freaking out, and he probably didn't know until he sat down at commentary what was going on. They probably gave him an update over the break, just like he's moving and stuff, and so the match obviously,
and you could tell after the match was over, like he had cooled off.
Yeah,
and that leads into the next match. But like he was feeling a little better because of the fact, like you could tell because he got on commentary after the match, and
he was on fire.
He really was.
Oh my god!
You could tell that maybe something had to lift it off his shoulders. Maybe.
Definitely, and I mean, so obviously the match we're talking about is Kevin Owens versus Sami Zayn. Definitely a phenomenal match. It was better than I thought it was going to be, and I thought it was going to be a great match.
I was expecting them to kill each other. So
I think they would have gone a little bit harder. Like, I don't know. I feel like they were going to take a lot more risk because of everything that happened.
I feel like this is the first match in a long rivalry, so it's not going to...
They're not going to go... I think people were expecting a lot out of this match. I was kind of expecting a basic wrestling match. I wasn't expecting a whole lot. So. Which it was. It was a very good wrestling match. There was a lot of really cool spots. Yeah. And I mean, Kevin Owens doing his usual trash talking in the middle.
His 5-star frog splashes are getting better.
Yeah. Oh.
He's getting some crazy elevation.
I love his 5-star frog splashes. And the thing is he does it properly. Because, like, when you do a splash off the top rope, I don't care who you are, if you're the Usos, if you're Sasha Banks, whoever the fuck you are, you can't tell me that does not hurt.
Oh, it would hurt.
And I love that Kevin Owens, just like Rob Van Dam used to do, he has that 5-star, and there is a difference between a 5-star and a frog splash. We'll get that another time. There's a big difference. He hits that 5-star. Yeah, he hits that 5-star, and he sells it for a couple seconds first. He kind of goes, oh,
I think it's also an effective way to protect the move as well, because, a guy like Rob Van Dam, that was his finishing move.
Exactly.
Holding on, like, kind of hitting it and selling for a couple of seconds to allow your competitor to recover almost in a way.
Yeah.
And then try to pin him and then have him kick out. It protects the move as well as, helps you sell.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, I'm sure that Kevin Owens has a lot of respect for Rob Van Dam. I think most wrestlers do. But both guys looked great. Sami Zayn and him, like they did great. Again, needing to kind of bring attention to if anyone was maybe a little disappointed with the match, to kind of think about what was going on. I guess we will definitely see them again.
These are because Enzo, Cass, Owen, Zayn, these are 4 guys who have known each other for a long time.
So I think everyone needs to kind of keep that in mind. They tore the house down regardless, I think. Great match. I give it a 7.5 out of 10.
I'm going to go with a 7 just because, I know all they were going through and all that, but it's... Because it's going... I can only get so far. I can only give them a 10 on that penultimate, SummerSlam match we're going to see between them, right? And if I start at a 9 now, how am I supposed to give that match a 15 or something like that?
Exactly. No, I hear what you're saying.
Starting at a 7 because they're going to tear the house down in the next couple pay-per-views.
Yeah, I feel like the Intercontinental Division is going to be soaring over the next couple of months. And I'm so... Because that's my favorite title.
Yep.
Leading into the next match...
the Intercontinental title match.
Well, first we should mention Kevin Owens friggin'
decided to stay and have Byron Saxton interview him.
Well, now hang on. He called Byron Saxton in the ring, but to interview him. But Byron Saxton had the audacity to interrupt his celebration.
He was obviously trying to make Byron Saxton a star.
Absolutely.
He's trying to make Byron Saxton the next Mean Gene Okerlund. So I think if you're Byron Saxton, you're supposed to appreciate the fact that somebody's trying to help you become more than what you already are.
And you just fuck up and you're an idiot.
And then he buried him when he decided to join the commentary team for the next match.
So Kevin Owens decided, because Baron Corbin invited him to do commentary, which was very nice of Baron Corbin to do. Sorry, Byron Saxton. I just said Baron Corbin. Apologize, guys. Like I said, I'm a little sleepy.
He's getting Byron and Baron really mixed up.
I'm close enough. At least I didn't say Chris Jericho, I guess. But pretty funny. Kevin Owens. I got a kick out of Kevin Owens. He's amazing.
Oh my god.
He's the best heel they have right now.
Just shut up, Byron.
Shut up, Byron. And just so Michael Cole says to him during It's well. So who would you like to fight out of the both of them? He's just like, I don't really care, but I'd like to fight you right now, Michael Cole. Like, just so good. But
And I loved it when they came back because they did like short little commercial breaks, like promos for like Camp WWE and stuff. And they just come back and Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens is just wearing JBL's hat, and JBL could not give a damn.
Yeah, because he loves Kevin Owens. He's just like, I love him, Michael.
I love him, Michael. I'll give him my hat, Michael.
It was great. Kevin Owens on commentary definitely made this match. Definitely made
Literally, I barely remember the match.
Yeah, I mean, I remember the
all
match,
of like
but
Owens' shots at Byron Saxton and
so
Michael
good.
Cole.
I think that definitely helped. Kind of lighten it.
It lightened the mood. I think once we heard,
it lightened the mood big time.
Because I think we were very.
I was very
like apprehensive to enjoy the show after what
I kind of was too. Yeah.
And then once I started hearing Owens
Kevin Owens
just going on a tear,
just a prick
on Michael Cole and Byron Saxton, I'm like, okay, I feel a little better about this now.
Yeah, I definitely did too. And I mean, I'm sure that was already pre-planned and everything. But if it wasn't, and that was a last-minute decision, that's beautiful.
Yeah,
because that was great. But obviously the match we're talking about is the Intercontinental Championship match, The Miz versus Cesaro. The Miz with Maurice, excuse me, because that's very important that we get that in there. Because
lovely pairing right there.
The two of them, it's beautiful because that is the perfect example of a valet. Because she doesn't really do anything else.
Is The Miz starting to remind you more and more of Randy Savage?
No.
Really, he is to me kind of.
Not even.
He's got his wife there. He's one of the most eccentric dressers on the roster. He's over as a heel.
Okay, yeah. Right. Okay, kind of an interesting.
He rips promos really well.
I don't think he's Macho Man Randy Savage level.
They're two different promo guys, but both of them could deliver promos.
Yeah, that's a pretty big compare. I get what you're saying. That's a pretty big comparison.
I'm starting to see shades of. Obviously, they're not the same guy, but I'm starting to see shades of Randy Savage in The Miz. Actually, I'm going to put it this way: I'm starting to see shades of Macho King Randy Savage.
Okay, all right.
In The Miz right now.
Fair enough. Well, that's a perfect example of a valet adding so much.
And don't get me wrong, I'm not comparing Maurice to Ms. Elizabeth.
No, that's not even.
They're completely different creatures, sort of thing. Like Maurice is loud and obnoxious, and where Ms. Elizabeth was very confined. But you could say Maurice is maybe more like Sensational Sherry.
Yeah.
Which, if I'm not mistaken, she was with the Macho King.
Yes.
Exactly. So she's not like Ms. Elizabeth, but maybe a little more like Sensational Sherry. I'm seeing that more and more with those two. I'm like, whoa.
It's a really great pairing. Even just doing their entrance together, like it just works. And I mean,
they had the red carpet out for
it's great. And I mean, the funniest thing about the whole thing is when
I'm gonna catch so much heat for comparing The Miz to.
You are gonna catch so much heat. I just want to say, guys, that was not me saying that. That was Brandon. You can hit him up on Facebook. Your average noob. Hit him up because I had
so many dirty.
You're gonna. Yeah.
I understand. I'm selling here.
I understand what you're saying. I get the comparison. I'm just not making it myself. That's all I would say about that. But one thing that I thought was kind of interesting, I noticed like there's people always would say it about the Miz and Maurice. They're like, the hell is she doing with the Miz? Like really though. Like she could pretty much have any man she wants. She's with the Miz.
He's a good looking dude.
And I say, you know what? Look at the way that she looks at him. That ain't a work.
No.
Even when they're in the ring, like she's looking at him. Like when they're doing their entrance, he's just kind of like motions to her to come and give him a kiss or whatever, and I'm just like, I'm kind of like, I'm not gonna lie, the relationship guy in me, I was just like, aww.
See, I haven't met the relationship guy in me for years, so I forgot what what his gimmick is.
Yeah, I've gone soft, but not SAWFT.
There's only
one word to describe you, and I'm gonna spell it out for you. Yeah. SAWFT, soft.
Feel better, Enzo.
Feel better, Enzo. You bona fide G and you certified stud.
I think it's certified G and bona fide stud.
Whatever the fuck. I'm tired. I suck.
But the match was. It was overshadowed by Owens' commentary.
Yeah, and I think we should say Cesaro's new character. It's interesting. I kind of hate that I feel like he kind of he must be enjoying it.
Half his entrance is him taking apart his cuffs.
Yeah. I'm not a fan of the whole suit ripping off thing. I think that's kind of lame, but that's just me personally.
If it wasn't for his actual song that he comes out to, because I love that song,
Yeah.
I probably would hate it.
Yeah.
But that's just... Again,
I'm just him coming out in a suit is great because he's a dude who you see him in a suit and you're like, that guy's a badass.
Yeah.
But then the whole ripping it off, I'm like, but it is what it is. A lot of people like it. I love Cesaro in the ring. He's always been great in the ring.
He's good in the ring. He's very kind of... I don't want to say clumsy because he's obviously not clumsy. He's just not my style of the ring.
Yeah, you're just not a big fan of him, and that's not a big deal.
I'm starting to become a bigger and bigger fan of The Miz, though.
Yeah, I am too. That The Miz really won me over tonight. He's a great classic heel. He's been around for a while.
Yeah.
Anyone who doesn't think that The Miz is
he's a veteran.
He's a veteran, and people they're like, "Oh my god, are you serious? You think The Miz is a veteran?"
He is.
Look how long he's been around for.
Over 10 years.
Solid work output. Ever since he's been put in the mid-card level or the main event status level, he's always put out solid work. Always.
And I used to give him crap because he's always making a movie or something like that, but I understand why he makes movies now.
I do too.
He's got the charisma, man.
Mm-hmm. And I mean, I'm sure when he retires from wrestling, that's the venture he's going to take. There's nothing wrong with that. It's entertainment, folks. He's an entertaining dude. But the match was great. Maybe a little overshadowed by Kevin Owens' commentary, but it made the match great. Sami Zayn running in to attack Owens.
Kind of set up something there.
Yeah, it set up something. The second that happened, I went fatal 4-way. I knew The Miz was going to retain when that happened. I think I had... Did we have Cesaro going over or The Miz? I don't recall.
I had The Miz staying because I just didn't...
Yeah, I think I had Cesaro going over. It's pretty sad that I don't remember. I should have looked it up, but it is what it is.
I'm pretty sure the whole time I thought The Miz was just going to retain because I think the Miz has that long run in him.
Oh, he definitely has the run in him. I would like to eventually see...
There's another thing. Macho Man and The Miz, both Intercontinental Champions.
Oh, just stop with that.
Technically, we've never seen The Miz and Randy Savage in the same place.
Ooh, yeah, I'm The Miz. No.
No.
Again, guys, this is not me talking about this. This is Brandon Bowden. He lives at... No, I'm just kidding. His phone number is 905...
777...
7776. You pick one.
You pick the last number. It's between 0 and 9.
Yeah. Well, yeah, great match. Set up for the Fatal 4-Way. I'm sure we'll probably see that at Extreme Rules. Decent match. Great to see Cesaro back in the WWE doing his uppercuts and his big swings and stuff.
He swang.
Yeah, he swang
for almost 30
the Miz.
seconds.
That was awesome. And The Miz is just like, like when Cesaro sets you up for that swing, it's like...
That's one move you don't have to sell.
It's people always say, they're like, oh, it's just a dumb move. It's a gimmick move from the friggin' 70s
Are you kidding
and
me
60s.
Now? Have that done to you and then try getting up.
And then try getting up and wrestling a match. And not only did... And The Miz is a pretty small guy, so for Cesaro to do it to him, it's easy. Yeah. But, still, it's an impressive feat. He started doing it as a rib.
They should have, the Cesaro spin challenge where he, tries to spin, the biggest guys in WWE. Mark Henry comes out and
he's done it.
Bitch can't spin me, bruh.
He's had some pretty big spins, but it's just funny how... I don't remember what... I think he was on... I think it was a Talker's Jericho. He was talking about how he started doing that move as a rib. Yeah. On the boys. He was like, I'm going to give you a giant spin. And they're like, no, you're not, motherfucker. Not. And then he just picked him up and started spinning him around. And it was a big joke, but it got over. He was the king of swing and got him over. So
king of swing.
Pretty interesting. But I enjoyed the match. I'm giving it a lot of 7 out of 10s tonight. Just because I think pretty much the pay-per-view overall, I probably would give it a 7.5 or 8. Just because I think it was a solid pay-per-view. I enjoyed the rivalry. I love The Miz. The Miz is the main reason I'm giving it a 7 out of 10. Is because I love what he's doing. Him and Maurice are great together. The Sami Zayn Kevin Owens thing where they spilled into the ring, I was laughing so hard. But it was funny.
Yeah, it was.
But it added.
Because it's just about to end, and they're like, "Oh, let's fight on the ring now."
Yeah, and because it just added. It didn't take away from anything. It just added.
Funny.
It's gonna be great, and it wasn't like I figured all the two baby faces are gonna team up, and no, they didn't. They was fighting each other, and it was just great. It's gonna be a great fatal 4-way. The Miz is gonna have to do some real underhanded, dastardly things to keep his title for sure.
I think I'm gonna give the match. I'm gonna give the match a 6.5, and I'm gonna give Kevin Owens' commentary 11 out of 10.
I'm going to give his commentary a 12.
And I'm going to give Byron Saxton self-confidence 0 to 10 right now because he has none left.
Man, like, I like Byron Saxton. I got nothing wrong with the guy.
I got nothing either, but I'm just saying his self-confidence is probably shot.
He just gets torn to shit every night. I feel bad for the guy. But that is that. Definitely looking forward to that fatal 4-way. It's going to happen. Now, if it doesn't happen, I'm going to sound like an idiot, but it is what it is. So moving along here, the next match that we're going to discuss is Dean Ambrose versus Chris Jericho in a, I guess,
talk show match.
Talk show hosting match. Kind of an interesting, kind of weird build-up. Kind of came out of nowhere.
Kind of a stupid build.
Yeah, but I have to say, I did enjoy it because they have an interesting chemistry together, and because Dean Ambrose talking about Jericho's scarves and stuff.
Yeah.
Tie up your scarf.
I like the promos they've had together, but I'm not a big fan of watching them wrestle.
Yeah. You mentioned that you're just like I don't really know if their styles clash.
Yeah, like Ambrose is the kind of brawler style and all that, and like I feel like Jericho's like almost like I don't know what to call it. Like he's really good at facing flyers.
Yeah.
And guys who like to fly. Ambrose isn't that guy.
No.
He's
Ambrose
more
is
grounded,
brawler.
street brawling, hard-hitting sort of thing. Jericho didn't feed well off that, and it wasn't by anybody's fault. It wasn't Ambrose's fault. It wasn't Jericho's fault. They both do what they do.
Yeah.
It's just the styles don't match.
I think they were still kind of feeling each other out, too.
Yeah.
And I mean, the thing with Chris Jericho, too, is, I mean, anyone can say whatever they want about Chris Jericho. He's definitely one of the greatest of all time, for sure.
Oh, yeah.
And, I mean, as he's getting older, I find that he's getting more technically sound.
Chris Jericho's execution is as good as it's ever been.
Yeah.
Speed-wise and, like, aerial-wise, he's not what he used to be.
Has he slowed down?
45. But like, execution-wise, he's never been better.
Yeah, but at the same time, he'll still pull out a line salt. Like nothing. Like nothing.
And I told you guys earlier, I'm like, Chris Jericho's code breakers are getting more devastating.
Yeah. And he makes it look so good, and it was great. There were some great spots. I love the build-up of it. The two of them just running around doing like idiots and stuff. It was really good. Not really a whole lot else to say about the match. I did enjoy it. I kind of, at the end of it, I did like Ambrose going over a bunch of the internet marks saying, "Oh, well, now they're burying Jericho." It's like, guys,
good luck burying Jericho. I hope you got a I hope you got a front end loader. Like you're gonna need a lot to.
Yeah, friggin' so it's like Jericho said it best on Twitter. So let me get this straight: if I lose a match, I'm jobbing, but if I win, I'm burying your talent. What the fuck? Like which is it? It can't be both. I can't just have draws every night.
He doesn't go against talent he can bury. He didn't bury AJ Styles.
Look at AJ Styles. Look at the night he just had. Like it's just it's frustrating. But
I didn't like the match itself. I gave the match a 5.5, just because the build up wasn't that great, except for like they had a good couple conversations and it was funny a little bit. But the match build up wasn't great by any means, and the match just didn't work for me. So I'm giving it a 5, just because I don't think the styles meshed. And it wasn't anybody's fault. It wasn't like, oh, they just had a bad night. No, it's just Ambrose and Jericho aren't guys who should be wrestling each other.
Yeah, it's kind of an interesting style.
I'm sure after a while it'll get better, but
I feel like if they had another match, it'd be a lot better.
Yeah.
So I'm going to give the match a 6.5, mainly because of the promos. Yeah. And just knowing that...
Hey, watch the plant.
Watch the plant.
That's my favorite part. That's my favorite part in the whole rivalry.
Watch the plant. And just Jericho's scarves. This is great. I love this heel Jericho, because before he was the suit-wearing heel Jericho, now he's like the scarf-wearing heel Jericho.
Oh, yeah. But he's like a scarf.
Yeah.
There's no scarf.
I know. I was kind of bummed out, but I guess it's because when he's wrestling, he wears the Christmas tree jacket.
Well, the thing is, though, everybody's like, "Oh, we want to see the scarf." She's like, nope, no scarf.
Yeah, no scarf tonight, boys.
He's probably reading Twitter. Everybody's like, "Oh, here comes the scarf." He's like, nope.
No scarf. Jericho.
And he pissed everybody off.
Yeah, heel Jericho
just knows how to do that.
Heel Jericho is wonderful. I love Chris Jericho. I love his podcast. So awesome. But the next match we're going to talk about was definitely probably one of the most interesting matches of the night. Did not go the way we thought it was going to.
Nobody predicted the way it was going to go.
No.
No one. If you did, you're wrong. You did not guess that.
Yeah, there's not a single person
You can send a copy of whatever you made that said you did it, or link to whatever you said you think was going to happen and you got it right, over to me, because I do not believe you for 1 second.
I don't either. This match was the WWE Women's champion Charlotte versus Natalia, with Ric Flair at ringside for Charlotte and the legendary Bret the Hitman Hart at ringside for Natalia.
Bret looked really good.
Yeah, great to see Bret. He looked good. Obviously, everything that happened with him earlier this year, fighting and beating prostate cancer. Awesome to see. He looked great. Really happy. The match itself, I really enjoyed.
It was a good match.
I don't think it could have been any better aside from the ending. We'll get to that in a second. Technical wise, Natalia definitely brought her A game. I think that I think people forgot. Like, she's had all these matches with divas.
Yeah.
There's no disrespect to some of the divas, but Natalia is a heart. She was trained to wrestle.
In the dungeon.
Yes. Charlotte can wrestle. It was like they just went out there and had a women's wrestling match. Yep. A wrestling match. It was great. The selling from Natalia was crazy.
She was almost going a little overboard.
Yeah. Some of the stuff I was kind of like, okay, calm down. Like, okay, I get
Natalia's
it.
got to stop taking selling lessons from Dolph Ziggler.
Yeah. And I mean to say that tongue in cheek. I mean, it was great. Ric Flair being at ringside, Bret Hart kind of looking at him a couple times, pointing at him and stuff. It was just really cool. And then the end happened. Natalia was locked in first. Natalia was locked in a figure four. And she got out of it.
Yep.
And then Charlotte locked her in the sharpshooter for a couple seconds. And Natalia looks like she's going to tap.
They couldn't even get Earl Hebner for this match.
No. And then all of a sudden, the friggin' bell rang. And referee Charles Robinson slid out of the ring, grabbed the title, slid back in, gave it to Charlotte, and he took off out of there.
Yep.
And I went, what the hell just happened? The Chicago screw job went down here tonight, folks, at Payback. The defending champion, Charlotte, obviously paid off the referee to make sure that Natalia tapped out to the sharpshooter so that she would retain, because she did not.
I thought it was funny.
I liked it. I thought it was funny, too. There's so many people who are so butthurt about it.
Oh,
I'm
give
just
me a
like,
break.
you know what? You guys always bitch and complain. You want something unpredictable. You want something... And you know what? Look
What better way to build Charlotte as a heel
and
help build up Natalia as a face than screwing Natalia over?
Exactly.
And it worked, because everybody's mad.
Everyone's pissed. If you really think... People are like, oh, well, that was her one shot or whatever the fuck... As good
not
as
anymore,
not anymore. As good as the two of them look together, their next match that they're gonna have is gonna be phenomenal. I think that match Natalia needs to win, or else what's the point? But I love that ending.
Yep.
The end, both of them in sharpshooters. You called that on the review
did,
podcast.
yeah.
Not quite the same way.
No,
but
I thought
you
there was
did
going to be
call
like
it.
one out of the ring, one in the ring, but no, they're both in the ring after the match, and both had Charlotte and Rick tap into the sharpshooters.
Which was awesome. It was great to see Bret put on the sharpshooter. He looked a little not sure when he was doing it, but I was like, you're the hit man. Once he had that sharpshooter locked in, he just was like, oh yeah, I'm Bret the Hitman Hart. Fucking, you could Rick's just sell it away. Oh God, Bret, please let me go. Oh God, woo. It was great, a great moment. And then of course, Charlotte escapes with her title, and the Hart standing in the ring. Those crazy Hearts,
As she should.
Yep. She's a heel.
I really want her to be the women's championship when we get married.
Yeah, I guess you should quickly talk about that.
Well, yes, I have quite the affinity for Charlotte.
Big crush on Charlotte.
I have a huge crush on Charlotte. She is, going to be my wife one day. We're going to buy a big house on a meadow, and we're going to have 3 Siberian tigers on our ranch on the meadow.
You gonna breed them or anything, or just
no? I think I'm just going to keep 3, and then
cool.
once if anything ever happens to those 3, I'll just get another 3.
Fair enough.
I'm gonna get 2, maybe a couple Bengal tigers too, but just a couple Bengal tigers, and I want a white tiger. That's why I want this. I think the Siberian ones are the white ones.
Yeah, I don't know. You have a fitting with tigers tonight, though.
I'm gonna get 1 white tiger, maybe 2 Bengal tigers, the orange ones, and I don't know what happens if you breed them. I don't know if they come out kind of a mix, but I might try that.
You might figure it out. But I guess the main reasoning for you marrying Charlotte.
I want to be Ric Flair's son-in-law.
Yeah, I mean. Let's just say you're having a family meal. Ric Flair's at the dinner table, and he's not quite happy with the pot roast. What you gonna do? He's gonna drop an elbow on the pot roast.
Goddamn right.
Goddamn, this pot roast is too dry. Woo!
Like, literally, I'm going to buy a video camera to, like, videotape everything my father-in-law's doing. All the time. All the time. Just be like, oh, we're going over to see Rick? Hold on, I got to get the camera. What are you holding the camera for? Just in case he drops an elbow on something.
And I mean...
You mean someone? No, something. Look at all the things in this house. You mean things he can drop elbows on? But yeah, so Charlotte doesn't know yet, but we're getting married.
Right on. Hashtag Brandon marry Charlotte. Or Charlotte marry Brandon, I guess.
Sure, either or.
Hashtag Charlotte marry Brandon. One thing real quick. I haven't been able to watch the Camp WWE yet, obviously. If you guys have watched it and enjoyed it, let me know, because I haven't checked it out yet. I really want to, the second I can. Hopefully I can tomorrow.
It looks hilarious.
But the one preview that just, with Ric Flair, he's friggin' like getting pillows ready for the campers. He's like fluffing them up. So of course, in true Ric Flair style, he puts the pillow down and elbow drops it. Woo! Elbow drops it. Puts another one down. Woo! Elbow drops it. And I'm just like, what the fuck? Like that. Oh, it's gonna be great. But great match. Was really happy with it. Maybe the ending kind of left a little bit to be desired. Excuse me.
That's what you want, though.
Exactly. Referee Charles Robinson's going to get a lot of heat for that. First off, he called Jericho a motherfucker on live television. Now he's screwing people over.
Jericho's going to have him on his show again.
To talk about.
Actually, Ric Flair stopped his podcast. That would have been an interesting podcast afterwards.
Yeah. Absolutely. But in all, I really enjoyed the match. Both of them were amazing. That was a women's wrestling match.
Yep.
I gave it an 8 out of 10.
I give the match an 8 out of 10. I think that's fair. And I give Charlotte a 10 out of 10.
There you go. I have no comment on Charlotte.
Obvious reasons.
But, Brandon, hashtag Charlotte marry Brandon.
And also, Charlotte, hit me up on Twitter. Just tell me what kind of tigers you want.
Right on. So, we now come to a very interesting moment of the night. Obviously, there was a little bit of time that WWE had to kill, unfortunately, due to the incident with in the tag team match. And I think we saw a pretty big time killer.
They killed it.
They killed some time, all right.
They murdered it.
There was a lot of speculation over what was going to happen with Vince McMahon announcing who was going to control Raw. I don't think anyone saw it going the way it did.
No.
I definitely didn't.
That's another one where send your tapes in and tell us, show us
saw
that
that coming,
predicted that, because you didn't.
Everyone thought about the brand split and everything. Is that still out of the question? I don't think so, but as of right now, I don't see it happening anytime soon.
No.
Make a long story short, Vince McMahon announced that neither Shane or Stephanie will be running Raw by themselves. They'll be running it together. Kind of an interesting thing. Maybe this is just the McMahons trying to bring the family back together. I don't know what the fuck.
Or maybe it's a brand split in between a brand split.
Yeah, maybe.
Team Stephanie, Team Shane, who knows?
Yeah, you said that earlier, and that makes sense. We'll just kind of have to wait and see what happens. I mean,
that's actually because people were saying, it can't be a brand split because they don't have enough talent. Well, this is a way to do a brand split without doing a brand split and still keeping the same talent, the same thing. So it's kind of like, okay, maybe that actually does work.
The heels go with Stephanie, the faces go with Shane, basically.
Exactly.
So definitely an interesting dynamic.
And Roman goes with Vince, I guess, because nobody knows what the hell Roman is yet.
Roman's not a bad guy.
Roman goes with Linda.
Roman goes with Linda. Because he's not a bad guy. He's not a good guy. He's just
Linda's guy.
He's just Linda's guy. But yeah, definitely didn't see that coming. Interesting to see what happens. Interesting to see what happens with it. Yeah. Coming up to the last match of the night.
The main event.
Your main event. I'm not going to give the McMahon's thing a rating out of 10 because that's just stupid.
10 out of 10. 15 out of 10. 20 out of 20.
Yeah, 20 out of 20.
20 out of 5.
Yeah, there you
Perfect.
go.
Best segment ever.
Best segment ever.
I give it 25 minutes longer than it should have been out of 25.
There you go. That's the rating for it. 25 minutes longer than it should have been. But your last match of the evening was the WWE Heavyweight Champion Roman Reigns defending against the phenomenal one AJ Styles. Now, there was so much speculation for this match. We talked for probably half an hour about what we thought was going to happen.
I think we keep on forgetting to do this. don't overthink it. It's
Yes.
probably the simplest solution you can think of half the time.
I know I overthought it. Nothing happened even remotely what I thought was going to happen. But if you guys want to hear anything about what we thought was going to happen at Payback, you can always go back and listen to the predictions podcast. You can find that on SoundCloud, YouTube, iTunes, the whole 9 yards. I'll do my little spiel after here. But definitely an interesting match. AJ Styles looked great. Roman Reigns looked great.
Yeah.
Roman looked.
Can't say
Phenomenal.
phenomenal.
You can't say phenomenal.
He looked amazing.
He looked really great.
For lack of a better term, he looked really, really, really good.
At moments, he looked like a heel.
Yeah.
At moments, he looked like a very vicious face.
Yeah.
At moments, they tried to give him sympathy. Oh, excuse me, guys.
And he played each part well.
Yeah, like, that's the thing with Roman.
And, like, if you're still like, oh, I don't like Roman Reigns, he's not a good worker, then there's no saving you.
Yeah.
There's really not. If you still don't like Roman Reigns and you still don't think that... If you think that was a bad match, sorry, but you should probably stop watching wrestling.
I don't know.
It's not for you.
I saw so many people bashing the shit out of the entire pay-per-view. And I'm just like, okay, like, listen. Like, just...
This was a really decent pay-per-view.
Yeah. And, I mean, if you didn't like the pay-per-view and you have some good, solid reasons, and they're legit reasons, okay, fine. But...
Unfortunately, that Roman versus Styles match was not a reason to not like the pay-per-view.
No, it wasn't. And if you didn't like it because of that reason, then you're just a Roman hater.
Because the main event is supposed to be the best match of the night. Mm-hmm. That was the best match of the night for me.
I agree. At first, I wanted to say Owens and Zayn, but I think it was more just because I had so much respect at what the match they pulled off after. Yeah. But both guys looked great. Obviously, the match kind of ended prematurely at first with that count-out spot, and I was so pissed off.
But you realize how much time was left. It's like,
okay, and that's the thing is, I always give a lot of fans shit for not letting stuff play out.
Yeah. And
look what I did. I was a stupid internet mark for a couple seconds and went, what the fuck?
I knew once I saw him count out, there's like 20 minutes left, I'm like, it's not ending like that.
Yeah, then Shane came out and announced there was going to be no count-out, and I went... So then we're going to see Stephanie, who's going to announce the disqualification, and then we're going to see Gallows and Anderson, so on and so forth. So that all did happen. It was kind of an interesting thing what they're doing with the whole Gallows and Anderson thing, because AJ Styles was outside of the ring. Roman was getting really vicious. It looked like Roman was going to win. Gallows and Anderson pulled AJ out, and kind of AJ was kind of stunned on the floor. And then they went in and attacked Roman Reigns with the boot of doom.
They stopped first, and that's what I'm like. Are they gonna turn or what's
how?
They stopped first. I think that was all by design. I think they stopped first at the ring, make it look like you might turn on AJ, but then don't. Yeah,
then they did at the last minute. So our predictions were very wrong.
Yes, very
especially mine. Excuse me again, guys. Holy cow! I apologize. Like I said, it's been a bit of a long day, but we're winding down here. But that friggin' name of that finish, I do not like it. I like the finish. Why the fuck couldn't they just think of a better name? I don't know. Maybe that's the point.
Call it the shoehorn.
Just literally, because I know those guys are so funny and entertaining. It's probably a rib. Probably like, we're gonna call it the Boot of Doom, brother. Okay.
That wasn't even Vince's thing. He's like, that sounds stupid.
No, but Vince, it's a rib.
I like it.
Boot of Doom it is. Yeah.
Now you kind of like it now, don't you?
Yeah, I kind of like it now that I thought about that.
It's probably
I thought about it for a second, and now I like it. That's just me. But I thought that was going to be the end of the match, and then I thought that'd be the Bullet Club and so forth, as most people I think did, but that's not what happened. Obviously, the Usos came out to assist their cousin. I have no problem with the Usos coming out and helping. My whole thing is that Ganderson and Aloes. Wow, I'm getting I apologize, guys.
Someone needs some sleep.
Someone needs to. Like I said, going since 4:00 this morning. It's my life. But Gallows and Anderson, I feel like they need to just be this dominant force.
And
the WWE's playing. The Usos are a great tag team. They're good workers. Those two teams in a tag match would be great. In that situation, Anderson and Gallows looked weak.
Yeah.
Because, especially Gallows, he could have taken both of them, no problem.
Yeah.
And, I mean, I get it. They're just out there defending their family, so they're going to fight hard. But it's like, come on, really? You can't expect me to buy that, man. Come on. Should they have interfered and fought? Sure. But, I mean, like, they took it to Gallows and Anderson for a little bit. And I was kind of like, But I'm sure they will come back. I'm interested to see what happens because they didn't really... This whole thing is they'd be like, oh, is AJ with them or not? Or because AJ is totally a face.
Yeah.
But Anderson and Gallows have kind of been brought in his heels. And like
brought in
his heels, literally. And it's like, we're going to make sure you win the championship. And AJ's kind of like, he doesn't want their help and stuff. And it's interesting. It's going to be interesting to see what happens tomorrow night on Raw. Well, I guess technically tonight on Raw. As this is uploaded, it is Monday. As we record this, it is Sunday.
Well, it's technically Monday.
Well, technically it's Monday now. It's well after 12 now. But I enjoyed the match. Both guys look great. Friggin' AJ Styles, man, is a once in a lifetime talent. Roman Reigns gets better every time I see him.
Yep. He's gonna get over, and everybody's like, oh no, don't get no. He's gonna get over. Sorry, buddies.
Yeah. Even if he gets over as a heel.
Roman's gonna be over.
Yeah. Even if he's over.
Technically, he's already over, but
he's over as shit as a heel because everyone boos the shit out of him. And WWE is just like, oh, they love to boo Roman Reigns, and it's like, yeah, okay.
It's his gimmick now. He's just the guy who gets booed.
He gets booed. He's just like, fuck it. He owns it. I don't really,
and he owned it tonight. Like just his entrance, you could tell it's like he's getting used to it now. He's
just like, all right, he's just like boomy. I don't even care.
Yeah. And eventually, one guy starts cheering, and then, like, I call myself a hipster Roman Reigns fan.
Mm-hmm.
Because he's one of my favorite guys in the company right now. And everybody's like, oh my God, you like Roman Reigns? Only kids and ladies like Roman Reigns. Well, I'm a hipster that way.
Then I'm a kid and a hipster, I guess. Fuck
I'm a hipster wrestling fan who likes Roman Reigns. Get over it. And then once he's over, I'm gonna let everybody know I liked Roman Reigns before it was cool.
Yeah.
It's becoming uncool to not like Roman Reigns at this point.
Yeah, basically.
After that match, he's like, oh, I don't like Roman Reigns. Well, then you're an idiot.
Yeah. I don't know what else to say. Like, just Roman Reigns is here to stay.
I don't like Roman Reigns. He's got a good look. He puts on good matches. Just can't like him. I find nothing likable about him.
Fuck off. And then I'll hear them saying in the same breath, oh, but Bill Goldberg's one of the greatest wrestlers who ever lived.
And you should go take a long walk off a short pier.
I couldn't have said it better myself. Don't die or anything. Just fall in the lake, get a little wet and a little cold.
Yeah.
And just rethink your life a little bit.
Don't do it.
Yeah. Don't die or nothing.
Don't die. Come close though.
Come close. That's that.
I feel bad for saying that.
Well,
but that match for me was a 9. Yeah. Solid 9. Not, you know what? 9.5. I'll give it as close to a 10 as I can. That was really, really well done.
Definitely. Just before here, I gotta say, someone had to be the heel of this podcast. It happened to be Brandon. Yeah. Brandon's playing the role of the heel because the heel Rhymer is not here.
I'm the first man, brother.
Yeah, the first man.
I can't be the third. I mean.
Yeah, fair enough. But Brandon gave me 9 out of 10. I'm not gonna quite go with that only because I wanted something more to happen. I don't know what it was. I mean,
again, me hipster Roman Reigns fan. I'm gonna be like, yeah, nothing happened. I like it. Everybody's like, oh, Balor's coming. Balor is not coming.
No, he's not.
Balor's not coming. It would be too soon to bring in Balor. You have to bring in Balor for something big. You don't realize how big a star Finn Balor is. Like, if you like, I realize like Finn Balor's one of the last guys they brought in who they rebranded. Finn Balor is Prince Devitt.
Yeah, literally.
Prince Devitt is a global superstar.
Yeah.
Finn Balor, of course, is a global superstar now, but, like, Prince Devitt is Prince Devitt.
Yeah.
Like, it's not the WWE bringing in Finn Balor. It's the WWE bringing in the old Prince Devitt.
Mm-hmm.
That's huge.
Absolutely.
That's not something you just save for a pay-per-view like Payback.
No.
You want something you're really going to remember. You bring him back at a SummerSlam. You bring him out at a special Raw, maybe.
Something.
Because that's your flagship show.
Yeah, and I'm sure they will.
But you bring him back at either a big episode of Raw or a big pay-per-view like SummerSlam.
Absolutely, and I'm sure that's what they'll do.
And it's gonna be when you don't expect it, because people think the WWE doesn't listen to the internet community. They listen. They want to just swerve you though.
Oh yeah, and I feel like they're
gonna wait until nobody's talking about Balor, and then
hey guys, you want a Balor? Here he is.
They're still doing the same thing with Bayley.
Mm-hmm.
They could now with Corbin, Enzo, and Cass, Apollo Crews, everybody kind of knew it was coming because the night after WrestleMania, things like that happened.
Something had to happen.
But with the big stars like Bayley and Balor, they're the biggest stars there.
The best not couple in NXT.
They are going to wait till the perfect time to bring those two up.
It's going to be great.
Bayley will be
awesome.
first. Mm-hmm. We could see Bayley probably in the next couple months.
Yeah, I could see that.
I don't think we see Balor till August.
I wouldn't be surprised. I don't think Balor's done with Samoa Joe yet.
No.
Just my opinion. But, excuse me, guys, as I give one last big yawn here.
Should we do an overall pay-per-view, Mark?
Yeah, well, I'm going to just, the Roman Reigns Styles match, I really enjoyed it. Just to finish up here, I give it my 8.5 out of 10. As far as an overall of the pay-per-view, I enjoyed it. Obviously, due to, the unfortunateness that happened, I feel like it would have been a better pay-per-view. That's nothing anyone can control. Once again, thoughts go out to Enzo. Get better, Enzo. Hopefully everything is okay. As of right now, it appears that it's a concussion. Again, I will keep you guys updated on that as anything comes out. I will definitely post something. Hopefully we'll get more tomorrow. But for me, the whole pay-per-view as a whole, I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10.
I'm going to go with 7.5 out of 10 just because I thought there's a lot of things they did right. I think there's a couple things they did and I think it was a good pay-per-view. It was a solid pay-per-view.
Definitely.
A lot of stuff they could have done better, but there's a lot of stuff that could have gone worse.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like that Roman Styles match was a big one, big question mark. If that went badly, the pay-per-view is going to be seen as bad.
Oh, yeah.
That match went very well. Did it give the result everybody wanted? No, Roman Reigns won clean. Well, as clean as he could.
Cleanish, yeah.
I mean, nobody really got it. Like, he took out the guys, and then he pinned AJ Styles. Mm-hmm. Get over it, Roman Reigns is a champion.
Couldn't have said it better myself. At the end of it all, guys, that is going to wrap up this Payback review podcast. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you so much for tuning in and clicking that play button. Be sure to follow me on Facebook at The Harder Show for any updates on Enzo More, any updates at all on The Harder Show. Follow me on Twitter at The Harder Show. You can also follow me on Instagram at The Harder Show. Be sure to subscribe on the YouTube. If you are currently listening, be sure to give this a like. If you're listening on the SoundCloud, be sure to subscribe and follow on the SoundCloud and give this a like. And last but not least, don't forget to check The Harder Show out on iTunes. Be sure to subscribe, leave a rating and a comment. Let me know what you guys think about the podcast.
Personally, I listen to it on iTunes, and it's so much easier. It's the easiest medium to listen to the podcast.
It really is. And I mean,
it comes to your phone automatically.
Literally, guys, all you have to do is go on one time, just once. Yep. Go on, subscribe to The Harder Show, and it will set it up for automatic download. You will never have to go looking for The Harder Show again. It is that easy. It all counts for me. The more people that listen to the show, the better things are going to get. So thank you to everyone who has already subscribed, followed, liked, all that fun stuff. Got to give a quick shout out to I guess technically calling him a sponsor now, just because it's easier. Mr. Jason Reese of Jaybird Digital Arts. He did all the new logos and graphics for The Harder Show, especially for the episode 30, the live stream coming up here on May 12th at 7 p.m. Be sure to check out the event for that. If you have not, be sure to either let me know if you're going, if you're interested in going. Be sure to comment on the page if you have any questions or anything like that. Very, very excited to that. So thank you again, Jason, for doing that stuff for me. Really appreciate it. Guys, be sure to go ahead and give their Facebook page a like. You can find it on the Harder Show page, or just check them out on the web at www.jaybirdddigitalarts.com. That's www.jaybirdddigitalarts.com. Thank you guys again. That's going to be it for us. Brandon.
Thank you for having me on.
Thank you very much. And we will catch you guys next time on The Harder Show. Thanks for listening.